it's a uniquely startling time to be a human on this particular planet. We're suddenly in the midst of a majestic digital age in which we've rocketed from an economy that is based on industry to one that's based on information, with brand new forms of entertainment, commerce, learning, work, and communication, of course, and new ways of doing therapy using cell phones, Skype, emails, and who knows what else is going to come. We're also in a dazzling green energy revolution that includes such marvels as buildings whose outer skin can flex like muscles so that they can cool or heat themselves, desert water bottles that mimic beetles and automatically refill themselves from the parched air, and sidewalks that eat smog. These are things that are happening right now. We're on the brink of a 3D revolution in manufacturing in which you can print almost anything, almost anywhere, including human organs. I've held a human ear that was 3D printed using live cells as the ink, and it was produced for a child, tailor-made for a child who was born with a deformed ear. There are also many revolutions in personalized medicine and in how we imagine the body. Boy, has that changed. We are learning as never before that we really only exist in relation to the world and to each other. There is, for example, the microbiome, which you may have heard of. It's your own personal gut flora and fauna. We know now that each person is teeming with bacteria. You appear whole. You see somebody approaching you. They appear solid. But actually, they have 10 times more bacterial DNA than they do human DNA. And most of those are helpful colonists, just traveling around on the moving islands of our bodies. And researchers are exploring a possible link between certain microbiomes predisposing people to different illnesses, including psychiatric illnesses and including depression. We've also discovered that our genome really doesn't tell the whole story. We used to think that it did. But now we know that beyond DNA, everyone has a unique epigenome. And this is how your environment, and especially how your relationships, can tag your genes and turn them on and off. Not just in you, but also in your children and in your grandchildren. From psychiatric epigenetics, we're learning how important it is for a pregnant mother to have a stable mood, and how what happens in womb time will affect the ultimate fate of her fetus, and why nurture and humanitarian projects are all the more important. And it helps explain why even the grandchildren of Holocaust survivors are often affected by what their grandparents endured. Because when children, right before puberty, are exposed to famine, to great trauma, there are little tags put on the DNA that say this is the environment that the next generations have to be born into. Be prepared.